Hello, in the next set of videos I will cover the GeoDirectory. We'll start with how to add or edit a listing in the directory. I'm going to be using terms that are used in the GeoDirectory documentation and forums. That way you'll get familiar with what certain terms mean. For example, the main four categories we have are actually called custom post type. So each of the categories has its own place where you can edit certain things. So we'll start with stay. If you click on it, you will come to the list of all of the listings in a specific custom post type. So here are the 5 originals. As you can see, they're sorted by title. If you ever wanted to change something, you can change by date, expires, doesn't pertain to you for now because you don't have any paid listings with expiration dates. So let's look at the first one. If you click on it, it will take you to the editor page where you can edit existing listing. So you can change the name of it. Make sure if you're changing the title, you make the same change in the permalink by clicking edit. You can change this as well, so they need to match. Below is the field for description. This is the field. Let me click out of this. This text and description field will show up under this description heading right below between the photos. So when you are typing something from scratch, make sure you are in the visual tab. If you're pasting content from another document, like a Word doc, make sure that you are pasting it into text tab. This way all of the hidden formatting of the Word document are removed and they do not mess up the styling on the website. So once you paste it in here, you can go back to Visual tab. All of your content will be here, but it will be in plain text. So in the Visual tab, you can actually go and edit styling, which means you can add bold, you can set up your list if you have anything for a bulleted list, you can add a link to a certain word, and you can select headings. So if you have a title, you can select a predefined heading to highlight that specific title. So scrolling down, don't worry about this essential grid. You do not need any of this. And this is where the information pertaining to each specific listing goes. So here you see the category. If you click the drop-down menu, you'll see the set of all the existing categories. This is what we have so far. If you need to add a category, you would go into accommodations category right here, and I will cover this in a separate video, but this is where you would add another category. So you select one from here, and it will show up just like this. If you want to delete a category, you can just click on X. You can also select the default category if you have more than one category selected. So each listing can be assigned to an unlimited number of categories, but you can actually select one to be the default one. The next field is the destination. As your destination list grows, those titles will be added in here automatically, and you will have to just select the location for the specific listing. The address field is where you would add the address. When you start typing the addresses, the Google will try to find a matching address and try to give you some kind of suggestions. However, as we found out so far, it's been difficult to match the addresses on the islands. They do not tend to write the addresses in the same format as we do here in the United States, but try your best. What I would suggest, if you can't find your address or if it's not pulling it up on the map, because the marker on the map will be set automatically once Google starts finding a place, I would find the biggest landmark next to the listing you're trying to set and enter this address in here, and then trying to move a marker to the correct place on the map. And as you can see, this will change. So all of these 4 fields are required for the marker to show up on the map and for you actually to be able to save this listing. The latitude and longitude will be populated automatically, so you don't have to worry about this. You can select a different style map if you wanted to. The rest of the fields are the ones pertaining to custom information about each listing. So if you have a phone number, local or US based, you have the email address, website, if you have social links, all of these, if they're left empty, will not show up on the front end. And by front end, I mean the actual live website. And that information shows up right here in the sidebar. So if you ever leave the website field empty, this word website will disappear from here. And the last thing to do is to add your photos. Featured image is what shows up on the main listings page. So if you click on stay, here's your listings. This is the main photo, the featured photo. It is also the same photo that shows up in the banner for this specific listing. So make sure it is a large image. It needs to be not only wide, but tall enough to see parallax effect. Because if it's not tall enough, you will not see any type of movement. The images below that are the ones showing up in the photo gallery. So these can be any size. I don't suggest making them too large or too small, so you can see the details, but it's not so big that it's weighing down your website. You can add as many as you want in here by clicking select files and just adding a picture from your computer. And you can also change the order of these photos by clicking and dragging the image into whatever order you want it to be in. So after you make all of your changes, you can click on update and this will update the listing on the front end. Now, if you wanted to add a new listing, which you will, what you can do is under stay, click on add new, or if you're on the list page, you can click add new here. This will open up exact same editor as before, and all you have to do is fill in all of your fields in here. And I think this is it for editing listings.